So, so you guys know in real life that I went around looking for an artist to work with. You know that, right? You know that I went to like the technology city, and I went to the movie city, and I went to a state named Friend, and I went to the city that's at the highest place in America, and then I went to LA, and then I went to New York. You know that, right? Okay. So now I'm sitting here on social media asking other people to interact with the AI that makes pictures. I'm like, hey, are you using this AI? Can you put these words into the AI box? And my nightmare of like a friend that I met in real life, friend or whatever, he's like, it's OpenAI. Anybody can go there and do it themselves. And like the back of my brain was running away so that the front of my brain would not know what was happening. But I finally got the two together, and the back of my brain is like, listen, if I have to go and interact with a piece of software to have like a conversation with an artist so that I can communicate my ideas, I'd rather just sit here and not do that, actually. And I'm like, I'm trying not to, but like, can you believe that you have me so gaslit that I think I have to explain myself for having a desire to do anything? Like, I'd like to do something that I understand, you know? It's like, okay, here, let's bring it to a different topic, like girls. She doesn't have to be the most beautiful girl in the world, but if she's shaped like an insult to my eyeballs, then I don't want to play. There's no moral lesson that I can apply to myself to make me think that there's like a real person there, like Shallow Hal or whatever. It's not whether she's pretty or ugly or whether she's fat or skinny. She doesn't have to be the most beautiful girl in the world. Why? But if her body is shaped like a bunch of letters that say "fuck you, Sage," she's like, ah, like, then I don't think that I can't even come up with a reason. You know, so it's not that I don't want to do a humble job or that I don't want to do this particular job but that particular job. It's that once you stop playing in moralistic like plays, and then you're just like objective in your thinking, you're like, it's not that it's an unpalatable pastime, it's that it's specifically being designed for me to stop interacting with them. The shape of the job is go away. Go away. It's like when you punch it, it's like, listen, we're going to give you work hours on Monday, and then different work hours on Tuesday, and then you're going to skip Wednesday, and then you're going to do different work hours on Thursday, and then different work hours on Friday, and then next week, different set of days, different set of hours. Go home. Don't even come here. And I would, though. And I would. Like, I would contort my body and, like, fit myself into, like, the bracket of, like, trying to not be, you know? And I would show up to work like this, and I'd be like, I just made it. I went to sleep at 3 in the morning. I had to wake up at 8 a.m. I had to run to work, but I'm here. I would do it. And then I would go to my little rented room with my dirty carpet by myself with no friends, and I would cry a puddle into the same stain that the last single guy and I would just live like that. I would. If you let me, I would live that way. This life is as close as I can get to working a job where the name of the job is go the fuck home and don't come back. And I would just, my head would be down and I wouldn't know what was going on. I'd be like, oh, that means something else. That I don't know what that means. I got to go to work. And I would go there and I would, you know, start in the morning, end at the end of the night, take a day off, do 2 hours, and then go back home. Whatever you gave me, whatever nonsensical arrangement of schedules, I would do it. I would. With the female characters getting closer to me and then telling me to while out and then me not whiling out and just like getting fired and not understanding why, and then lying to a boss. Yeah, you're going to be happy to hire me. Nobody has ever been happy to hire me before, but you're going to be the one. You're going to hire me, and I'm going to do the job, and you're going to be like, yeah. I'm thinking about the broken down storefront that's probably still there way out in Jamaica, Queens. The only day labor office in the entire 5 boroughs of New York is an abandoned Labor Smart on Jamaica Avenue right before Sufton. It's a joke, Bob. It's a joke, Bob. You know how much of a joke it is, Bob? There's this guy, his name is Normal Bob Smith. He does graffiti style 90s, 80s edgelord atheism goth tourist, New York tourist images. That's what he does. He does New York tourist images. Oh, that's where that goes. That's what he does. He called me a cockroach because I was friendly. Bob was the first guy that I apologized to him that I couldn't crack his head open with a golf club. I was like, Bob, I'm sorry, bro. You obviously want to get your head cracked open with a golf club calling a Puerto Rican a cockroach just because I'm saying good afternoon, Mr. Sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Sir. I hang out in the same place that you hang out. I noticed that you speak English. Good afternoon. He's like, you're friendly like a cockroach. And I'm like, oh, He's like, yeah, why don't you go hang out with the other cockroaches? And I looked over at some of my friends who were being charitable towards some filthy bums. They were all sitting together talking. And I looked at this guy and I was like, oh. And he had his own little group of meth heads that were surrounding him, chatting with him. I was like, whatever. Anyway, he ended up putting me at the center of his entire art show. I don't know why he thinks he can get away with that. In the sense of things, that there's a cafe, there's some little cafe in the middle of nowhere, and it has an art show at it that stays there because it's the middle of nowhere, so it's not like they're going to update their art show at the cafe that does business. It's middle of nowhere, 5 stores, a shoe store, a fire department, a little park, a renovated cowboy era town in modern America. And there's a cafe, and in that cafe, because he ran away actually. Guy used to dress as the devil, and I beat him by being just cordial. Hello, sir. How are you today? What do you think about today's current events? Anyway, it's such a joke. This guy has me at the center of his art show, and I asked him if he would like to collaborate, and he's like, that sounds like I would hate to do that. I was like, alright, bye-bye. I tried to pay artists money, but as it turns out, they didn't want money. The only reason why the artist charged more money was because he was hoping that he would charge me so much money that I would finally put my hands on him and make him feel like his daddy loved him. That he's sitting in the apartment that I'm supposed to be living in the neighborhood that I'm supposed to be living in, doing the job that I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm so graceful that I didn't make myself a Pharisee, not ever. I didn't study anything hard. I was like, Mamoon, his name is the heavens are yours. He's like, his name is Mamoon. I'm like, Mamoon, what, if you're so someone else and not what I would like you to do, if you're so someone else that it's going to be difficult for me to tell you what I would like, let me ask you, why did you come to this neighborhood? He says the most pseudo-spiritual, hippy-dippy, condescending, he goes, Oh, the dead. It was the dead. I was like, oh, you mean everyone else besides you freaking egomaniac? You think you're the only one that's read the Bhagavad Gita through a girl? Are you... Like... No, I didn't read the Bhagavad Gita. No, I dated a yogini, actually, to be precise, if you don't mind. And I'm lying because we didn't date. The crazy old man that your grandmother used to tell stories about. They have very short lifespans. They only live about 7 years. The most cunning of them live about maybe 34 years. It's weird because nothing convinces me of a safe and sound afterlife as much as the outright evil. When people are outright evil, they act like they know for a fact that they would respawn if I took them out. So shit must be cool. Like when you torture one particular egomaniacal narcissist enough that he goes home and comes back armed and takes out his whole class and he kills you and then you respawn somewhere else, they must have like a little birthday party for you. Like, hey, congratulations! If I felt like it, I could just kind of like woo and just happen to be in the same place in the same time as the next school shooter, so that like I'd just be walking along and some schizoid body would be pretending to be a person going, I'm angry, I'm isolated and no one understands me, because on their own timeline they are a person and that is actually happening, where they're, you know, just trying to connect and they can't because you want to torture them. But when they get into my reality, they're just another one of you. And so when I interact with chronically isolated demographics of people, there's no dialogue trees for them, because I would quickly become available and dialogue with them, but they're so endemic to their environment that the environment itself resists that particular character going from one very cliched state into an uncertain state of relation, of people, of talking. So when I interact with the endemic, systemic, lonely characters, they're catatonic. And when you interact with me, I'm semi-catatonic, but in my catatonia, I'm like, this is what I'm processing and this is where I'm at. Are you okay? And then you go, no, I'm scared, and you run away. I had to distance myself because he was screaming at me. So I'm resisting going on OpenAI, and I'm resisting because I go to the OpenAI, right, and I make some cool shit, and then I post it on Facebook, and everybody acts like they're impressed. It's like, no, nigger, it's not to impress you. Do you see a market for this? Does this communicate an idea? Does this communicate an idea for action? Am I communicating? I made these images so that you could understand something. Do you? And the answer is always going to be the same. No, stab you. Every time. Even when you say, what's your point? You're just saying to stab you. What's your point? Excuse me, what? What are you asking me for? You know, I don't like to. It's not that I beat around the bush. It's that I express an experience that you either relate to or don't relate to. That's it. It's not that complicated. But the thing is what you're going to do as a manifestation is that you're going to be like, I don't relate to anything. No, hey, do you relate to this? Do you relate to that? It's like every single way that people relate to one another was paid for by blood. Even, when you go, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without milk. For you to be able to say that to another person and they don't gaslight you, you know how many dead children had to be choked out by their parents and die so that the parents had to go to jail because God is like this all the time, just so that you could go, oh, peanut butter and jelly, it needs milk, and the other person goes, yeah, I can relate to that. Oh, yeah, that wasn't free. And normal people, they bust each other's chops. Like, they normalize The Secret of like how everyone's fighting all the time. You go to your friend, you go, oh, peanut butter and jelly. What kind of you need? Oh, like a Dr. Pepper, right? Is it Dr. Pepper? No. Oh, like a hot tea? No. Nothing. Yo, what kind of animal are you? And they friends mess around with each other like that, but I can't mess around with people like that. There's this thing called the cardboard world problem, or the Superman cardboard world problem, where like everything that Superman touches is made out of like soft Play-Doh. When I was younger, they told us that everyone had a different gift. But then, right around the time that Chris Evans became an actor, we found out that actors can dance and sing and paint and do architecture. They got everything. They could do everything. And I just quit. I was like, fuck it. I'm sure there's some guy that does what I do 10 times better. Have a nice day. Leave me alone. And now, it's not even a matter of people, because you have fucking software that's taking 5 words and giving you a watercolor painting. Ugh. I was supposed to make a GIF for you guys. There's this movie called I don't know, Asian girls in Asia being crazy because they're American. I think that's the name of the movie. I think it's anyway, so there's this scene where this one Asian girl goes into the train car and sees a white girl. They're in the middle of China, and the 3 American Asian girls are on the train in China, and they open the door, and there's this paranoid little blonde girl, and the Asian girl's like, oh hey, it's so nice to see another American. and then all the characters are sitting in the car, and they're doing contraband check. The train conductor or whatever is going through the train and looking for illicit material, and the blonde girl sprays like white powder on everyone and goes, "Now you're all drug dealers." It's like when I tell my family the news, it's like, they go, "You're schizophrenic," and I'm like, fucking January 6th, Flintstones buffalo hat guy, the video of him getting tours. Magic is real, Exhibit A, the news. Magic is real, Exhibit B, the news. Magic is real, Exhibit C, the news. I'm like, now you're all schizophrenic. So I gotta make that GIF for you. They don't have a meme maker, GIF maker AI yet, but if they did, I wouldn't use it anyway. So who cares?